Typically, I would say 8 to 9 times out of 10, it'll move in that direction overall. And now we'll move into the trade of the day. It's still moving up here for the guys that took this position. You've got a D1 entry into an A1 entry. You see the perfect market sentiment line. This is GBP NZD. You see the bearish divergence from yesterday as well. Now I'm using the zone here as the support level overnight. You can see every time it hits it, it gets off of it. Every time it hits it. So when it comes down this morning, naturally, we're not going to anticipate it falling through. We're going to anticipate it holding that zone and bouncing. I have the high a day marked off here. So this would be your target area, high a day with the bearish divergence. Bearish because the RSI is falling, okay? I didn't take the D1 entry this morning because we were in a downshift. You see the 8 and 21 cross down here. I much rather would trade long once we're in an upshift. Now, you do get the shift candle. I'll mark it off right here. This is the A1 entry right there with that bar. So that bar shifts your 8 and 21, and that's what's now sending this thing higher. To me, the only thing that could have been better about this D1 entry, the structure on the 1 minute is great. The only thing that could have been better is if we were in an upshift and if we were above the 50 EMA. The fact that we were in a downshift and trading towards the 50, I felt like it could hit the 50 and also come back to the zone. So waiting for the upshift always puts probabilities in your favor more. And we're going to talk a lot about that on next week's webinar. I'm doing a webinar for Asfx members only to go deeper into the A1 and specifically the D1 systems. So make sure you guys sign up for that. I put the link in the Facebook group so you guys can sign up for members only. Now, on the 1 minute, if I sync up this big orange box from the 15 minute, this is that zone from the previous day. Look at how the divergence comes right out of that zone, okay? See the big orange box? You've got bullish divergence on the bottom, as you can see with my white line. You've got your bottom set in with this orange box. I'll make it red so you can see the difference. That's the low. Then we make a higher low here, tests it multiple times, another higher low here, and it comes back through the 50 with that market sentiment line in the buy zone. And if you've been watching my streams, when that market sentiment line gets into the buy zone on the D1 entry, look, if it holds the buy zone, this will rise. What has it been doing all morning? Buy zone, buy zone, buy zone. Up until just a few minutes ago, it dipped into the sell zone, and now it's back into the buy zone. So as long as it's holding the buy zone and making higher lows, which, look, higher low off the divergence, higher low right here, higher low here, same level right there. As long as it continues to make price structure, and really as long as it holds the 1 minute liquid 50 in the buy zone, if you're buying it, it's going to continue to move up, in my opinion. That's why this was the trade of the day for me, because you got the D1 entry with good 1 minute structure, with that good retest with the liquid 50 in the zone that I like. Once you take the entry there, if you're ever trading, this is advanced, but you guys will follow me because I see we've got a lot of ASFX guys in here. Once you take the entry, if you're trading long in a downshift, it should hold the 8 EMA. If I turn off all my other EMAs here, notice, and you can study this on your own, and I would recommend it. If I just turn off the other EMAs for a second, look at how from the entry, all it's done is stay above the 8 EMA. See how clear that is with all the other EMAs off? So you just got to train your eyes to see it with the EMAs on. But if you're ever trading in a downshift or in an upshift, if you're trading the opposite way, so like if you're going short and it's in an upshift, just watch it to hold the 8 EMA, because the 8 and 21 should cross if it's going to work for you, and it should stay above the 8 if you're buying it or below the 8 if you're selling it. So just keep that simple rule in mind if you're ever trading against the shift, if you're going counter that short-term shift. Does that make sense to everybody? And that's why this is the trade of the day for me. It's got 3.7 R to that high a day, 83 pips. It's got space to move there on ADR, so I would expect it to hold this 8 EMA and continue. Now, if you wanted to, you could have waited like Dennis and some of the guys did and taken your entry right here on the shift candle and still look at the risk reward. It's still 3R to high a day. Still great risk reward. And same thing there. It pulls back as a typical shift candle does, and now it's still holding the 8 above the 21. And as long as the 8's above the 21, you'd expect this to continue to rise. So whether you take the D1 entry here or you take the A1 entry on the shift candle, to me, this is the trade of the day. It makes the most sense. Again, just to recap,